Hello guys, welcome to this channel. And in this lecture, we will be looking at English Literature Optional for UPSC Civil Services examination. Let's now first look at the structure of the exam. It has three stages. It begins with the prelims examination, which consists of two papers, paper 1 General Studies and paper 2 CSAT. Then we have the mains exam. It again consists of different kind of examination. So you have two qualifying language papers, then we have one essay paper, and then we have 4 GS General Studies paper. Then we have the optional paper. So even in optional paper, we have two papers, optional 1 paper and optional 2. So we have the same optional but two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. And then we have the interview. Let's look at the optional paper pattern. So UPSC has very clearly mentioned that they will be testing candidate on their first hand and critical reading of the texts which are prescribed in the syllabus. And our syllabus consists of two papers. So there's paper 1 and paper 2. So we have specific timelines for both the papers. So paper 1 will be from 1600 till 1900, and then paper 2 is from 1900 and it goes till 1990. And UPSC has very clearly mentioned that they want to test candidate answers in English only for this optional paper. And apart from all these things, candidates also have to attempt two compulsory questions in each paper. So there will be one short question that will be related to the topic for general study, and then another question will be from critical analysis of basically of an unseen passage that could be a poetry or a prose. Let's now see what's there in these two papers. So first let's take paper 1. So UPSC has mentioned that they will be giving texts for detailed studies, and these texts are clearly mentioned in the syllabus, so you don't need to go any further or beyond these texts. And candidates will also be required to show adequate knowledge of the following topics and movements. So what are these topics and movements? So these are all mentioned in the slide. So these are Renaissance, the Elizabethan and Jacobean drama, metaphysical poetry, epic and mock epic, new classicism, satire, romantic movement, the rise of the novel, the Victorian age. So you see they have covered from 1600 till 1900 till Victorian age, from Renaissance to Victorian age. So they have covered every important topic and movement here. Let's now look at paper 1, and it's again divided into section A and section B. So in section A we have some dramatists and poets. So these are William Shakespeare, John Donne, John Milton, Alexander Pope, William Wordsworth, Alfred Tennyson, Henrik Ibsen. So you have to read only these authors, and you have to go through their works in detail. Let's look at section B of paper 1. We have all the novelists here. So we have Jonathan Swift, Jane Austen, Henry Fielding, Charles Dickens, George Eliot, Thomas Hardy, Mark Twain. You can see all these works by these novelists, so you have to go through only these texts by these novelists. Let's look at paper 2. So again we have certain topics and movements which are important for us to cover thoroughly. So these are modernism, poets of the 30s, stream of consciousness novel, absurd drama, colonialism and post-colonialism, Indian writing in English, Marxist approach, psychoanalytical approach, feminist approach, and finally we have postmodernism. Now let's look at section A of paper 2. So we have some dramatists and poets here. So we have John Osborne, Samuel Beckett, Philip Larkin, A.K. Ramanujan. So we have plays like Look Back in Anger, Waiting for Godot. Then we have poetry by Larkin and Ramanujan. So you have to cover only these texts. So we have some more poets in paper 2 section A. So we have William Butler Yeats, T.S. Eliot, W.H. Auden. So you have to cover all these poetries from these three poets in paper 2 section A. Let's now look at section B of paper 2. So again we can see here we have all the novelists and their novels. So you have to read only these novels, and you have to take into consideration only these novelists, nothing apart from these, for at least to cover this optional paper. So that's all for this lecture. We have covered the paper pattern and syllabus of this optional paper. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video, and please comment what you want to see next in this series.